What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. It is Bachelorette recap day because it's Wednesday, which we do every Wednesday. Unfortunately, we do not have Trent with us here today. We have Kelly Keegs. Boo. Volcano noises. Sad dungeon noises.
Wah, wah.
Womp, womp. When Mario falls off a cliff.
That was a really good one, Rhea.
Wow.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Trent,
it's me.
It's like Eeyore.
Kelly Keegs.
It's me.
Anyways,
Trent's doing golf.
yeah.
Yeah, when
Trent's-
is Trent going to start getting some shit for like prioritizing golf over The Bachelor?
I know.
Like when?
It's just, it cracks me up though because
That's his day
he is
job.
at a
I
very
know.
important tournament.
I know.
But to us, it's just like, oh, he's doing some golf shit.
You're
but
like,
like, he's
fucking
literally
rude.
at one of the biggest tournaments of the year. And
I
we're
know.
like, where the fuck is he?
and we have to talk about the Bachelorette, Trent. So he's not here, but Trent, we love you. We love you so much. Don't get it twisted. We love you forever. Kelly, welcome. It's great to have you.
What a
here
warm
today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I always feel so welcome on this podcast. I love coming on and talking to my besties. Just love to be here. Love The Bachelor.
Oh, man.
I think that every time I introduce Kelly, I give her like the saddest intro
Always.
of all time. Just because
Always.
the people love Trent, but the people love Kelly as well.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have you here today. We're
Thank
going
you,
to get
guys.
into the Bachelorette. Nobody worry. I think it's funny when people who listen to
Are
our
you going to put the rose down? That's a
Yeah, I'm like,
one
you're
point
gonna
or
hit me in the face with it. For Christ.
Fine, I'll put
for the entire
I'll put it
episode.
down. It
Straight
was
up.
making me feel comfortable, but I'll put it down because it seems like it's distracting you.
It was a little
I'm sorry.
distracting.
For that, I apologize. I will say that there are some people who only watch our Bachelorette recaps or listen to our Bachelorette recaps,
Yeah.
but don't listen to our other shows.
Correct.
And usually in the beginning of our other shows, we do an intro of some sort. So we do on this episode as well. But I always see people writing on YouTube like, what is with the nonsense in the beginning? Can't they just get to the recap? I'm like, motherfuckers, welcome to the show. Maybe
Yeah.
go watch some other episodes and you'll realize we don't jump. We can't just, oh, it's Bachelorette time. We're going to
Yeah.
get to it in a minute. But we'd like to catch up. How's everybody doing today?
We do. That's what we do on this show. And if it really bothers you that much, fast forward.
Fast forward.
A phenomenal feature that we have on these shows. I'm doing well. It was a stressful night for me. I don't want basketball and The Bachelorette to be on the same nights,
That's
especially when it's the Sixers. I was not paying attention fully to either one, and that's hard. That is hard, especially going into cutting stems. There was like 2 minutes left in the game. It was brutal. And I just have a feeling that I was kind of adding things up. And if this series goes to a game 7, it could potentially be next Monday. It probably will be later in the week, but who knows? All I'm saying is I can't deal with the Sixers and the Bachelorette on the same night.
Does this happen a lot? Does basketball and I feel like
Yes.
I've never
Well,
noticed, I guess.
Recently in the playoffs, yes.
Okay.
Because this is the normal time of year that the playoffs are on, and this is also the normal
Right.
time of the year that the Bachelorette is on.
It's usually kind
So
of
it
wrapping
does
up by
add
now.
up.
Yeah.
Correct. But here we are, doing well. Another day. Kelly, how are you?
Another dollar, another day, another dollar. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm fresh off of this RV trip I keep talking about. I can't talk about anything else, literally,
Yeah.
because it's all I've been doing for 2 weeks. That'll come out. That'll come out at the end of June.
For Flash Noon.
For Flash Noon.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't
Can't say
not
it.
on this show.
Not to be named.
It's a series that'll be out on Barstool at the end of the month. It's gonna be really insane. You guys, I honestly cannot. I keep saying this. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You're gonna think like they turned my body into a robot body for me to do the things I
I
was
saw
doing.
some of the pictures, and I gotta say, my first thought was it was unfortunate that Rhea could not do it, because I
Yeah.
really do feel like it would have been her chance to be on the challenge.
No, it really.
Like, if you
would've-
never
you
get
would've
a
been good.
real chance to be on the real challenge, like
Yeah.
this was a close.
This was
second.
it was not. It was almost exactly the guys that made the sets for us were the guys who make it for the challenge, for Survivor, for American Ninja Warrior. Like, I know that guy. He follows me.
Unbelievable.
We were exchanging. He was telling me to get acupuncture and get a massage. And
I
stuff.
got
So
a
this
lot
is the
of-
guy. You got to
This is the guy. So
a
I got
lot
it
of
for
mixed
you.
messages from people being like, you would love it, you would hate it, you would love and hate it. I think
Yeah.
I would love it and hate it, and
Yes.
but somebody did text me like, next year you have to be a part of this, because I really think that I would very much enjoy it.
I think you
I
can do
think
it.
it'd be a good time. I'm acting out of
We're
pocket.
still legally, I don't think, allowed to do it.
I'm not.
Really? Still,
25.
You gotta be older.
No,
Or-
I don't think for that I have to be 25.
Oh, really?
No, you might have to.
Let's not talk about these.
No, I
logistics
know.
right now.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
That doesn't matter. Regardless, it was a really good time. I'm very happy to be back. I was out of the office for like 2 weeks. It was weird being away from everybody.
I know.
I came back and I was like, I miss everybody so much. Like I've been gone for 6 months.
Last week it was bizarre. There was like nobody around.
Yeah,
it was
felt
very
weird.
quiet.
Yeah, it was quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was quiet.
it was quiet.
Anyways, I'm acting crazy because I'm off a Z-Pack right now. I'm off those
damn.
good steroids, you know, when you get a sinus infection. I've
Yeah.
actually never taken steroids before for a sinus infection. You know, you got to take 6 pills in one day, the next day's 5 pills in one day, 4. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
They got me acting up.
Yeah.
They got me acting
I'm
up. I'm
extremely
jumping off the
surprised.
walls.
Extremely surprised you've never had to do this before.
I don't think
Have a
I've
Z-Pack.
ever had a sinus infection.
It's not only
That-
for sinus
that can't be
infections. I say that also, yeah.
Well, I'm
had
sure
a
I've had a sinus infection,
you
but
definitely
maybe
have,
I've
but
masked
not
it
gone-
with
you've
other
not gone
things.
to the doctor.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't take it
How
anymore.
are your ears?
They are slowly unclogging thanks
But
to
you-
the steroids. As soon as, like, about 3 hours after the steroids.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was like
But
my
just
world.
think about how
feels
good it would
good.
feel if you went and got it scooped out.
I know.
That's the best feeling in the
know.
world.
I got wax
Can
ears.
they? I wonder if they can do that for like mucus and such.
That's the
They,
thing.
like,
Please,
wash it out
let's
sometimes.
please.
I
But
know.
yeah, let's move on. But I'd like to say there's a
Please.
difference between when your ear gets clogged from like a sinus infection versus just earwax. Like
Yes,
I
there
don't
is.
think
like
I have
like
a,
you didn't have a
plethora
clogged.
of
Yeah, you didn't have a
earwax.
clogged ear because of earwax. You had a clogged ear because you were
Yours is
sick.
because your sinuses, yeah.
Exactly.
Sinuses are
So my
clogged. Well,
sinuses are popping, the allergies are popping, but we're moving right along, right into the Bachelorette recap.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Today's recap. Beep beep beep. Yes,
I'd like to phone in for 1 second.
Ooh, ring ring.
hello.
Fran and Kelly moved me to
Oh, yes.
absolute tears before.
Yes, we did.
They moved me to tears because these two have voices of an angel. They sound like a mix of
Yeah.
Fergie and Jesus.
We
Yeah.
do. We do.
And they are incredible. I was moved to tears with their song Silence.
We did
I'm
see the
We
tear
did
roll
see the
down your
tears. I
face.
was shocked by the tears.
tearing up right now
single
thinking
tear.
about it. Chills. Anyways,
Yeah,
I just wanted
okay.
everyone to know how
Yeah.
good of a singer you guys are.
Thank you for that. We
And it
appreciate
also just
I mean,
comes from a place of Rhea really wishing she could sing.
Yeah,
you know?
Rhea. It was a lovely harmony.
was nice. We
I
did
would
sound
say,
nice in
yeah, we
that
did actually
moment.
sound very
Yeah.
nice in that moment. I would say it was like, on the scale of like great singers, we're
No, it was like a
whatever.
6.
But it's your
It's
your
not-
yearning to just carry a tune is
Yeah.
what's
Correct.
making you to draw you to tears.
I think you have to like pitch up. Like,
Here's
more
the thing.
falsetto.
It's
Her?
not that
Like yeah,
you
like
guys.
I think she's like she doesn't change her voice when she sings. She just like
True.
talks and sings. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to like.
Yes.
I could do it, but I
understand what
wouldn't
you're
do
saying.
it.
It's
like, I
not
dare
that
you
you
to do
guys
it
are
now.
great singers. It's that you have the potential to be.
Yes.
I don't even think I have the potential to be. I think I could be an awesome pop star. I've talked about this plenty of times before. I don't need to go
Definitely.
through it. You guys have voices that if you got some classes, my God.
Could work on it.
Honestly.
I don't think a class can fix what I've got going on.
I don't know. You never know until someone tells you that.
Exactly.
You know?
It's true. You
Don't
never know
snip
until
your
you
own
try.
wings. Don't snip your own wings until.
Look at some of the people out there who are pop
Happy
stars.
birthday to you.
Ah.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh boy.
I think that the sound is there. It's just the control. The control is
My
an
voice
issue.
gets shaky.
It gets a little shaky, and you
Kelly,
start
you're a
off-
good friend.
I'm trying, man. I know how bad you want it. And I know how much it means to you.
I'm not a girl,
Well, this is a good one for
not
this.
yet a woman.
Rhea's practiced this one
Yes,
a lot, actually.
many times.
All I need is time, a moment that is mine. No, see that was
That was actually not
bad.
no,
not
it was
bad.
it was not good compared to what you've seen me do before with that song.
That is true.
That's
I have
true.
seen
I have
you do
seen
a
you
better
crush it,
rendition
yeah.
of that
I'm
one.
not a girl.
But,
Okay,
but
let's move
we're going
on.
to stop because I actually
Yeah.
think people will stop listening
Yeah,
to
it
our
will.
podcast.
I apologize. Fuck
Continue to
me, all right,
sing.
guys.
No, it's
I'm
all
the
right.
worst.
It's all right.
I'm the worst. I'm the
Maybe we
worst.
should all go to singing classes together just to see what it's like. Should we just all go?
I would love to go just to
Let's
see what
just
they
do it.
say.
See what they say. One of these days we'll do it.
Any vocal
And
coaches
you never
out there?
know. We'll go to any vocal coaches come through. Yeah, are you crying because your own voice?
The
No, I'm
steroids.
crying because
Oh, 'cause
I hate myself. I sound so bad.
Rhea.
And people are going to shut this up.
No one's gonna shut it off.
Just get on
No one's gonna shut it off. Everyone loves you.
full
Everyone loves you. Yes, they do. Everyone loves you,
I'm not quite sure if you're all
Maria.
right.
Are
like,
you
this
okay?
is like some
No.
kind of emotional
Let it come out. Let it
roller
come out.
coaster from you
Cry
today.
it.
Like you're having an episode.
Do it. Cry tears.
on.
Sometimes you gotta.
kid you
Fully
not.
crying.
That's like Anne
We're
Hathaway.
witnessing something right
Do you guys
now.
know about this? About what Anne Hathaway does? Anne Hathaway, sometimes it's just overcome with emotion that she starts crying, and she used to hide it and not do it. Now she just like goes off to the side, cries real quick, gets over it, and then gets back into the game.
I've
and I'm
seen
gonna start
people
doing
talking
that.
about that. That's truly.
I said that I
her.
was gonna start doing that, and I think you should too.
I swear I'm okay.
Start.
Oh, yeah.
Make this the thumbnail.
Well, now it's
I
involuntary.
swear I'm okay. Just get on with the show.
Holy
I'm
shit,
sorry,
guys.
everybody.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's
Woo!
the
15
steroids. I
minutes.
told
It's
you.
the steroids. It's
Have
the
gone
steroids.
by.
No, it's
That's all right.
I'm gonna make Noah cut all of this out later.
No, it's gonna be
No,
good. You gotta
no.
leave it in its raw.
Yeah, it
All
is
right.
raw.
we got to
Let's talk about The
continue.
Bachelor.
Kelly's got to leave.
Two gotta go, but it's all right.
Okay, everyone.
Fuck the recap. I've got something to deal with.
Honestly.
Okay, just get on.
We just talked
Get
for
on
like
with it.
3 minutes about The Bachelorette.
Yep.
Okay, we have a great recap for you coming up, and it is brought to you by, I can't believe we're going to go into an ad right now, but I have no choice. Coors Light, everyone.
Coors Light.
That's Coors Seltzer, but close enough. Coors Light is the official beer of slowing down summer, which honestly we all could use a little taste of right now. Summer always feels like the shortest season. You got to make the most of it. We all need to chill, relax. Coors Light is the beer that is made to chill. So on your Mondays when you're like, holy shit, I can't believe how fast the weekend went by. The weekends in the summer, they go by too fast. I want to savor it, want it to last. So you can just enjoy your cold Coors Light. Coors Light's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged, literally made to chill. Cracking open that Coors Light in the summer, you hear that tsk,
Yes.
so nice. Just one of one of the nicest sounds out there. We're all about the sound effects today.
Yeah,
on,
we're good at it today too.
on this show, which is why truly Coors Light, the perfect refreshing beer, the official beer of Chicks in the Office, the official beer of slowing down summer, which is just a mantra that I can get behind. So if you want to see your Blue Mountains all summer long, get your Coors Light, stock up, because as the beer that's made to chill, we want you to savor every second of summer. Get Coors Light summer packaging straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. And always remember to celebrate responsibly, coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado. Okay.
I just want everyone to know I'm okay.
Good
you look-
clarification.
yeah,
I
you still
just,
better.
I
People
feel
might be
like
worried.
after that, people might be like, "Oh my God, is Rio okay?" I swear to God, I'm okay.
No, it's fine. You know what
we
it's
were
like?
having the giggles, and it turned into crying.
Sometimes you fall into tears. Like that's not
just
crazy.
happens.
Let's normalize that.
Let's
Just
normalize
accidentally
that.
crying because
Accidentally.
sometimes you cry sometimes.
Sometimes. And we were having a great time before this,
Yeah.
so I just want everyone to know I am okay.
No worries,
So don't be
girlfriend.
worried.
We got
I
you.
cried this morning. Getting ready. It was
Oh,
not a
that's
sad
lovely.
cry. It was I was watching America's Got Talent highlights.
That's lovely. That's so sweet.
That'll get you.
I haven't cried yet today.
Let's
but I
stop
feel like it's
talking
coming
about
for
it.
me.
We don't want me to cry
No,
again.
I know. I was like, why did I decide to turn this show on while I'm doing my makeup? Stupid. Okay. Let's get into the Bachelorette recap for the 9 millionth time. The first group date that Katie is having is a best lover of all time competition. It felt like sort of a sex talent show.
Yep.
I don't really know how else to describe it because everybody like was able to do different things. Heather McDonald was there. She's very funny. It's just like having some special guests. And there was, handcuffs, a bed, rose petals. And they said the word sex positive like 50,000 times. They did like a sex quiz, which I think made all of them pretty uncomfortable.
Extremely. Yeah, they had them writing on whiteboards. They're asking them like, "What's your favorite position? What's
Yeah.
your favorite like? What's the craziest place you've ever sex?" I think they said. Like,
Yeah.
there was a couple that were just like the standard questions you ask, when you're talking about sex.
Right. And poor Mike just didn't know what to write down.
Mike the Virgin. What do you guys think about Mike the Virgin? First week 1, when he was talking about it, I was like, this guy's not really a virgin. Like, he's a plant. Like, this is crazy. Like, his cross is too big. It
Yeah.
seems like it's really shoving it in our face. Now I'm thinking that it seems pretty real.
Those felt like some real tears.
He looked uncomfortable. He looked
did.
physically. If he's an
looked really
actor,
uncomfortable.
if he's an actor, he deserves an Oscar for how uncomfortable he looked. Honestly,
I mean, if you're a virgin, that type of conversation in those games are going to make you uncomfortable.
sure.
So I think he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think, it's bold to get in front of all those guys and be like, yeah, I'm a virgin. He could lie, but he's not
Totally,
lying.
yeah.
So
Connor B sang a song.
Loved it.
Whipped out his guitar. Now, here's the thing. I feel like we've always been pretty hard on the like singer-songwriters that have come on this show. They're always the ones that everyone's like, well, obviously they're there for the wrong reason. I don't know what it is about Connor B, but that feels like it's not the case.
It sounded almost Adam Sandler-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just wrote a silly song, it seems like.
Because he's a math teacher.
Right, he's a
and then
math
I feel like he
teacher.
does that, the singing stuff on the side. Like it's like
Right.
like he sings math equations to his students.
Absolutely. He also came in.
Jack Black, School
came
of
in
Rock.
as the big time. He came in like as the cat or whatever. So he's already like a corny guy. Like I feel like when you're set up as the corny guy who can like in like a cute, silly, endearing way, and then all of a sudden he can like also play like a silly, actually
little
funny tune on the guitar. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
So
He's not
zany.
coming in being like, it's me and my guitar, man. Like that's just it. Like fucking Jed.
Yeah, it's
You know
not
what
a
I mean?
Jed thing. Yeah.
No.
I also think I'm warming up to Christian, the guy from Boston. I just feel he is a masshole that I would kind of enjoy hanging out with.
I agree.
As soon as he just said like, this is wicked cool. I don't know. He used wicked in some way that I was like, this fucking guy.
He's got a thick accent, right? Am I wrong in that?
It's pretty. He's got a pretty strong Boston
Yeah,
accent.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Which
him.
just feels comfortable at this point. I think maybe it's just from being around all the people here at work.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I saw him on the show and I was like, I can vibe with this guy.
You're home.
I get you. I get you. Trey did like a little hand puppet situation.
That was weird, yeah.
Box Guy did Dick in the Box, which, we're sticking with the theme. We love
Sticking
a
with
theme.
the theme.
Boxes.
I said last night on
It's
Cutting
my
Stems,
dick in a box.
I said it was overplayed. But I love Lonely Island. I want that on record. I feel like it was not misconstrued, but I don't want people getting mad at me because I love Lonely Island. Love all those songs. I think Dick in the Box is a little overplayed.
As a joke, yes, we've moved past it.
Like you
In
could have
its
done something
time,
more.
though,
No,
Oh,
yes.
well,
Com-
forget
oh,
it. Forget
absolutely.
it. It's all anybody.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's all anybody
peak
would talk
comedy
about. Yes.
and
Right.
mother lover.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree.
It would be my honor to
Right.
be your new stepfather.
Yeah, no, it'd be amazing.
It would be an honor.
Right.
Yep.
It's like if somebody went on the Bachelorette and made like I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. It's just, it had its time.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
I feel like I need a little more creativity out of these.
Yeah.
people.
But sometimes
Like
enough,
Charlie
enough
bit my
time
finger.
passes
Yeah.
that it's funny
Correct.
again.
But we're
Yes.
not there.
Okay.
yet.
Another
like,
one.
Like damn, Daniel. Like we're not back to that being
Oh
cool.
my God, no.
Not yet.
Damn, Daniel, let's bring that
Honestly,
back.
that is
Also,
kinda funny.
another one, DJ Khaled.
Yeah, another one, DJ
And
Khaled.
I mean, DJ Khaled has never
But yeah,
stopped doing
that's
that.
still like he's still doing that.
Yeah, but
never
the thing
went
is,
away.
people used to say it along with
Yeah,
him, and
yeah,
then they
yeah.
stopped. Now I feel like you could bring it back.
Enough
It's funny
time.
again. And ow, Charlie.
Ouch,
Charlie.
So, I mean, that just
You bit me and it
Kelly,
really
we
hurt.
looked
It's
it up.
still
NFT.
hurting. Yeah, the NFT.
it's sold for like
Damn,
700,000.
Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Like, imagine if a
Coming
guy
out
just
with
made that joke
in the
on the
white
Bachelorette.
vans. Damn, Daniel. I would die
I would
for that.
cry.
Yeah, I
when
would
you bring
cry
back an
laughing.
old joke when
No,
enough
those are good
time has
ones.
passed.
Our boy could have done
Absolutely.
any of these,
It
but he
hits.
did Dick in the Box. So
He did Dick in the
whatever.
Box.
But like, fine.
But
you know,
like I
credit
said,
to him.
he's the box guy.
Yeah,
It
he's
made
box
sense,
guy.
I thought.
Yeah, it makes sense for him. He had a good body too, so
Yeah.
worked out for him. Looked handsome
For sure. Then Carl got up on stage, and we had some issues with Carl as soon as he made the like, ask not what you can do for the Bachelorette, or like whatever it was
Yeah,
he
but
said.
what you can do for your
Yeah, it was
Bachelorette.
terrible. But he
Stupid.
got up there as the motivational speaker, so I think he thought he was going to crush this. He started off by saying that Katie deserves that Katie deserves 17 hours a day of nonstop dick action.
That is too many hours.
Too many hours. Nobody wants
Oh my
that.
God.
17?
I never thought I would say that, but it's 17 hours is just too many hours.
I mean,
Far too many.
just too many.
when do you sleep?
That's
When do you
16
sleep?
hours too long.
Do you sleep like on and off? Like, is it all at one time? 17. I'm just thinking like logistically, I'm going to be sore. Like, that sounds awful.
Oh my God, you'd be wrecked.
Yeah.
Wrecked.
Terrible.
Awful.
It's like scary.
I'd be
People would just
dehydrated.
slide right in
Caitlyn-
after that.
That's I'd be
Tasha,
not even that.
yeah.
They wouldn't be so swollen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It would either be swollen or they would just be slipping and sliding so easily it would be disgusting. And then they would
It's
be like,
awful.
"Oh, you're never mind."
I'd be so dehydrated. That'd be the
No,
worst.
he really jumped a little bit too far ahead.
Yeah.
Where Caitlin, Tasha, and Katie all looked very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
With everything he was saying. He also used the word suffocate instead of suffocate. Just feels like it's like you speak for a living.
That guy doesn't fuck.
No.
No.
I think that there's no way that guy fucks.
There's
also,
no way.
He just like you're right, friend. For being, I mean, keep saying this. For being a motivational speaker, it's crazy how unmotivational he was. In
Right.
fact. Like I would like
I
to
was
hear
not
one
buying
person.
what he was selling, and
Not-
I feel like if you're a good motivational speaker, you're up on stage and you could be saying the most, like, you could be spewing absolute bullshit, but everyone in the audience is eating it up.
Like Jordan Belfort.
Yes.
And nobody was buying what he was selling.
Absolutely nobody got hooked by that line.
No.
Not a single soul. Who's the one that
I
like
almost feel
hates him
bad
the
because I
most?
feel like this will really hurt his career.
No,
like, being on
definitely.
this show.
Who's the one that keeps side eyeing him always? Is it Trey? Who's always like,
Yeah,
"Shh,
Trey,
like,
Trey,
what
yeah,
are you doing?"
yeah,
That's
Trey's like this fucking
hysterical.
guy.
Hysterical.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like
that.
Trey a lot. He
too.
is bringing some good comedic moments, thankfully. And then Mike P, who is our virgin, went up next. That was the whole build up. Like, what's he gonna do? Was he nervous? They showed him like crying. It all felt very intense.
Yep.
But he went up there and kind of did like a poetry reading intimately to Katie. He brought Katie up on the stage. They sat on the bed. He had said, "I've always wanted you to feel so loved." He wrote a letter to his future wife. Very sweet.
Very sweet.
"I've always wanted you to feel so loved and honored, and the best way for me to show you this is by saving myself for you." Katie, that tug at the heartstrings.
Yep.
Katie was very emotional. There is something. This is the thing. I don't want to be the one marrying a virgin. No offense to virgins out there.
No, you don't.
Right.
You just don't.
However,
It's
in
a lot of
that
pressure.
situation, I can see where Katie's like, "Oh my God, this is the sweetest thing ever," for someone to be like, "I only want it to ever only be you."
Yeah, of course.
Then I like, that's nice.
I think that Mike did what he had to do. He assessed the situation and he was like, all these guys are going sex, and like silly, whatever. That's
Yeah.
not what I got. I'm going romance, straight up. I don't think nobody else did romance, right? Like everybody else
everybody
was just
went pretty sexual.
straight up sex. And
yeah, which, can't
ladies
blame
out
them.
there,
That's,
they-
And they
that
gave
seemed
him
to be the
edit
theme.
with like the music and everything.
Exactly.
Like, you know
and,
that.
Yeah.
And we all know this. Like, yeah, sex is great all the time, but sometimes you want a little romance.
And
you want
Katie's
a little,
sex
want to be
positive,
sweet
if you
talked.
didn't know.
She's extremely sex positive.
Oh, I think we know. Also, I'd say it's very nice, very romantic, very sweet, all those things. But I feel like Katie kind of threw him a bone here
I agree with that.
because
I
she was like,
totally
okay,
agree with
well,
that.
he's a virgin.
Yeah.
and
What-
he
how many
wasn't gonna
weeks
do
do you give
anything
him?
Sexy.
Poured his heart out there.
Yeah.
I give him like a couple more, to be honest.
Oh.
How long can this go?
I think he's going farther than we think.
I was
And
gonna say
it's gonna
that
be
that
like,
music
a
always
thing.
makes me think like
the nice
Yeah.
music.
they're
yeah.
going far.
I also think it's going to be a thing that she likes him, but he's a virgin.
Yeah.
So they're probably not going to.
Virgie. I like that.
Yeah.
Fantasy
Virgie
suites.
Verge.
Fantasy suite. What is he going
if
to lose
no,
his virginity?
no, I don't think
honestly,
no.
I'm
He's not
saying
going
they
that
would be
far.
like, oh, this is gonna be good TV.
If they drag another virgin to
I
the
can't
fantasy
do that
suites,
anymore.
I
I'm
can't
so
do
over
it.
it.
Right.
So
Like,
over it. We know. We
I
know
just
that they're not going to
like
do anything.
really am sick and tired of this show making
So sick and
like
tired.
the virgin a giant
Yes.
storyline every time.
It's just too much.
Very overdone at this point. Let these people live their lives.
It was overdone until we got a Virgin Bachelor. The Virgin Bachelor was like the pinnacle of
Yes.
overdone virgin
Right.
storyline, and we should have
Right.
stopped then. Like we're good
Yeah.
after Colton. We're good.
It does kind of feel like we are checking all the boxes this season. Virgin, check. We're here for the wrong reasons, check. Like we're already moving along here and seeing what's happening.
Did the
But
dad? There's a guy with kids, right? Did he go through?
Yes.
Did he come through? I don't even
I actually
know.
think there's two guys with dads, if I recall.
Oh, are there with
Mike,
kids?
the other Mike has a kid,
Yeah.
and I think Hunter has kids.
Okay.
I could be
I
wrong
remember
on
her
that.
being like, "Thank you for giving up the time to be here," or something like that.
Yes.
Katie said something like that, which I thought was a nice thing of her to say.
Yes, definitely. Katie's been handling all this very well, and she has gotten her, her action in the cocktail party. Mike P won the greatest lover of
Yeah,
all
greatest
time. He
lover.
got the trophy.
Yep.
Connor B got to redo his cat kiss. He was like, I want a different kiss. And like, let me tell you, they're really making out. And there's a still shot of Connor like holding Katie's head, and it's just, it doesn't seem comfortable to me.
It's just an
Like,
odd.
come here, Kelly.
Yeah,
He's
hold
like,
my head.
he's like one here and one like here.
Be careful. She's going to kiss you.
Fuck off.
That's a
Literally
great
fuck
great
off.
thumbnail actually.
No, it's like look at like I'm trying.
I'm
this
getting
picture's hand's
jealous.
right here, and then his other hand is here, but it's like all sides of his. All
thumbnail-
sides of
I'm
his head.
so turned on right
Yeah.
now.
It's not romantic.
It's not that romantic.
Yeah,
It seems a
check
little.
yourself. Check
it
yourself,
seems
girl.
a
You're
little
next.
too
It's gonna be
intense.
them about to kiss and you
You want to pass
crying.
it down?
Say say come down. Oh, here.
Doesn't
Oh,
look
trust me,
comfortable.
I saw it with you
Come to-
guys.
You don't want.
You want to feel it?
No, I don't get sloppy seconds. Get out of here.
Okay.
Oh man,
That's
super
fair.
fair, super fair. But like I
No, but
said,
that's weird.
lot of
That's a
good-
weird way to
It's
pose.
weird, like, and it cracked me up because he was like, "I want a redemption kiss," and then that was the redemption kiss. But
Tough.
it does seem like Katie is enjoying it all. Thomas, like put her on his lap, was totally going up and down her leg. It was, and he looks like he's got big hands.
Yeah, I mean, these boys, Thomas specifically, they're as if they're alone. I keep saying that.
I know.
Like, you're making out, but in 1 second flight, you could be just having sex. Like,
I
there
know.
could be nothing different.
I know. And people were talking about Josh. Someone tweeted at me, which I felt very accurate, that Thomas kind of has like a similar look to Josh Murray.
So true.
And in the coming attractions,
Josh Murray.
it did seem like Thomas may fall off.
Maybe a little
like
bit
it
of
seemed
a-
like the other guys had some
bit of
bad
a
things to
fuckboy.
say about Thomas.
Yep.
And it felt
Where's
very Josh Murray-esque.
I wonder where Josh Murray is these days. I haven't thought about him in a really long time.
That I really don't know. And I mean, his moves paid off because he got the group date rose. I guess you can't blame Katie when that was we watched the makeout happen.
Yeah, honestly,
Effective.
Right? Like, what do you say back to
Effective.
that?
Yeah, I think she joked too. Also, like, had tweeted about like Spanx giving her like a brand deal because he like pushed her dress up, and it was just like, oh my god, you're just exposing her.
It's like, don't expose her,
Oh my-
Spanx.
exactly.
Rude.
Unbelievable. But
That does
Thomas
suck.
did get that group date rose. I think a lot of the other guys were thinking that they had that locked in. They did not. And then we had our first one-on-one date, which went to Greg. And when that was, when they announced that, it was not very surprising. And I don't think any of the guys were surprised since he did get that first impression rose. And he was the first guy. And all around, a very sweet date.
A very sweet date. Can we? Because I watched the first episode so late, I was surprised by Greg getting the first impression rose. Did I miss something? Maybe. Like, I feel like they didn't speak really.
They didn't. I mean, they did, but I had thought it was going to go to Connor.
Me too.
So I guess it was just a sneaky. I don't know.
So they
sneaky
must have
pull.
And to be honest,
She did say he looks like one of her ex-boyfriends. So I feel like
tough.
there's a
That sucks when
there's a
that
history
happens.
there.
Yeah, it sucks when that happens, but that does happen. But it made sense. It made more sense to me that he was chosen once they got on the date. They seemed very comfortable together. They
Yeah.
seem really like easy to. They have no problem talking to each other. She has no problem talking about herself with him. Like how she, the date they went on, they start going into this like camping situation, and she's talking about how she's camping with her dad, or
She used to go camping with her dad, fishing, and Greg went fishing with his dad, and they
Yep.
were really. It was a big, like I said, major bonding emotional date.
big time. Yeah, big time.
And they kissed with him sitting on a toilet
Yeah, that was
or a
weird.
fake toilet,
Fake toilet. Yeah, that was
which I didn't realize. A bucket toilet.
bucket toilet. Yeah.
That sounds
Dig a hole in the ground.
romantic.
Yeah, dig a hole in the ground, she said, and then you cut a hole in the top, and then you bury it later. Gross. People are
Nothing
weird.
screams romance like pooping in a bucket.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I hate it too.
Ria's
Rhea.
disgusted.
I hate it
she
so
can't
much.
even speak.
I won't
and
say
I'll
the
tell
words.
you why,
I won't
because
say
she
the words.
hates poop talk.
So do I. I hate it the
Hates
most. I
Have
won't
you
say
guys-
the word.
Have you guys
Hates
ever
it.
gone camping?
No.
I went once and it was the worst time of my life.
Yeah, I think I went once. It was not fun.
Only for like 2 nights we went.
I've never
to
done
think about
overnight
it.
We just
camping.
drank beer in
Because
the
I was
woods. That's all we
invited
did.
once and didn't go.
I did like summer camps
Oh,
that
did
were
you?
like
in a
outside
tent, like,
stuff.
but did you have bathrooms or?
No. I never have like pitched a tent and slept in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have. I actually have pitched a tent and slept in it.
Weird.
Quite hot when you wake up in the morning in the
Where
sun.
was
Oh
it?
yeah,
know
with
where
that,
that
with
was
that, with
going.
the.
I was like, oh my god,
I
what do you
was
mean
like,
quite
sexy?
hot? What do you
Yeah,
like?
yeah.
putting, like
A sexy time?
boyfriend fucking pitch a tent in the backyard? What's going on?
What
So-
innuendos we got going on over
No,
here?
well, first of all,
Pitching
actually,
tents?
me and my best friend growing up would always like put a tent in her backyard and sleep in it in the summer.
we did that in high school
Yeah.
too,
All
but I
the
don't count
time.
that because it was in someone's backyard.
Yeah, all the time. I don't know why, but we did this in Pennsylvania. We put tents outside and slept in them, and it was so hot. Like I
Yeah.
remember waking up being like, I'm fucking sweating, and then I went in the car and put on the air conditioner.
It's as if
Kinda
you're being
defeats
cooked.
the purpose,
It
yeah.
feels like you're being cooked inside of a
Yes.
tent like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a fact. Yeah.
Like I said, the whole date very emotional. Katie was talking about her dad and missing her dad and the things that he's not going to be able to see in her life. So she starts crying. He starts crying. They have this dinner where he opens up and they just automatically are hitting each other with like, I feel like you get me. We're getting each other. Mm-hmm. He gets the rose. And it's going so well with Greg already. And Rhea, you said this on Cutting Stems. It just doesn't seem like it could continue to go this good.
Yeah.
What I picked up from Katie's interview with us was that I don't think she's engaged. That's the vibe I got. Mm-hmm. I think that maybe Greg goes a long way and then there's some type of explosive. It's very much screaming Final Four. He goes home.
Right.
He leaves on his own.
Right. Maybe like a panic, not ready for engagement departure.
Interesting.
I could definitely see
that.
Yeah.
Do we dive into his like dating past at all? I feel like I'm not remembering.
Oh, we talked about this on Cutting Stems last night. Remember the people talking about him being a player?
I'm sorry.
Maybe
he's the one that,
abusive to
and
his
it does
ex.
make it seem like he does go far, or else I don't think so many people would be like submitting things to Dubois about him.
I mean more he and Katie didn't have that conversation yet, right? Like they didn't talk about.
No, they haven't talked
air.
about past relationships or anything like that.
More what I'm thinking.
It's been all speculation. It's been rumors posted. People saying that like, maybe he wasn't the best boyfriend in the past, did some shitty things, or kind of have that fuckboy mentality there. Everybody's also talking about the fact that he went to acting school. And, if this is another case of the here for the wrong reason situation or what's going on. So we'll see what happens with Greg. But as of right now, those two are getting along very well.
Yes, they are.
I think he is by far the front runner, followed by Connor B, followed by like literally everyone else. Maybe Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, maybe for that makeout. Yeah, could be.
Literally solely just because of that makeout. Okay, after Greg got his rose, they went back to the house, and then we saw the second group date. But before we get into that, we have a very exciting announcement, I guess, really. We have the season 2 coming up of Dave on FX. If you don't watch it, you should. I'm actually halfway through season 1 right now, and I'm really wanted to catch up. But Rhea loves Dave.
I love Dave, Lil Dicky's show. I thought the first season was so good. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it, especially the finale. I have rewatched. I won't spoil it.
Yep.
I have rewatched the finale a billion times at this point.
Yeah.
And then the final, like there's the finale I've watched a bunch of times, and then the last 5 minutes of the finale I've watched on YouTube. I can't even count how many times I've watched that scene. I, once again, don't want to spoil it, but if you've seen Dave, then you know.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, then you know that you need to watch the show just for the ending in general. Like the whole show I thought was awesome.
So many great cameos.
There's so many cameos.
Yeah.
Kourtney Kardashian was in season 1, which was hilarious. I think this season
Kendall's going to be in the next season.
Kendall, Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber was in season 1.
Yeah.
So everybody tune into Dave. It comes out June 16th on FX. And then I think it goes on Hulu the day after, which is where I watched it. So everybody check it out. It's so good. Highly recommend. I'll be watching it all season.
You can watch it on TV Wednesdays at 10 on FXX, and then it'll be streaming on FX on Hulu the next day. It's going to be great. We're super excited. And then the second group date was mud wrestling, and the guys were woken up by Caitlyn and Tayshia. They were in full denim, full cowgirl looks. These guys didn't even give a chance for these guys to put on some clothes. They had to run out of that place in their underwear and get dressed up in their flannels and their cowboy hats just to take it all off again when they got into the mud. And once again, it's just another date where we're making sure all the contestants have fight. Just straight up fight.
Oh, make sure that they fight, make sure they take their shirts off.
Yep.
Get naked.
And just rub mud all over each other.
Mm-hmm. It was, this whole thing was erotic. Like this was, I would say, the most to date.
Yeah.
Like they were all they were mud wrestling, but they weren't really like fighting really. They were more so playing in the mud with each other. Like that, like, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. None of those
like
mud
they
fights.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, none of those mud fights looked like fights.
There were some of
like,
them where it was
ha.
like Andrew, I forget who Andrew S. went up against. Kyle, maybe? And it was like that when you're going up against a football player, even his gentlest of moves is going to is going to hurt you.
That's true,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
very worried about John. They were all making fun of John. They were like, oh, John, he's skinny. Make sure John's okay. I'm like, oh,
jeez,
sweet
leave him
John.
alone.
Like, don't hurt John,
We love
please.
John.
You know, he's just too precious. And he's just like, he's joking. Like, I just hope I can do the date in general. Like, I hope I don't really hurt myself. And he was fine. Everybody really ended up being okay. Like, it seemed like it was a fun date. There wasn't any disasters. But of course, this whole date was a setup for Aaron and Cody.
Of course.
Which we did not realize. The first episode, we saw these two getting a little spat outside that made no sense. I don't like you, bro. It was just weird.
Yep.
Now we know these two guys have beef. They know each other from San Diego. Aaron really doesn't like Cody. Cody's trying to act like he doesn't really know Aaron, but Aaron seems to know too much about Cody for Cody not to know anything about Aaron.
It does seem weird.
That fault made sense. And they got into the ring, and everybody could feel the tension.
Everybody could feel the tension. Do you guys think that all these people, first of all, whenever people come through and they're like from home, they're always going to hate each other. That's always, I feel like every single season, there's always somebody knows somebody from home and they don't like each other. Remember,
This
it happened
town
with,
ain't
it happened
big
with
enough
Hannah
for the
Brown
both
and-
of us.
Who was Hannah Brown against Hannah Brown, who knew each other from Miss
Kaylin.
USA? Kaylin.
Yeah.
Hated each other. Whole thing, you know. It's
Pageant
always,
world.
Right. It's always something like that. With this situation, the way that Aaron is reacting and the things that he's saying, being like he lacks integrity and like he's using big words. He's saying like he's attacking his character, makes me think that there's like a girl back at home involved somehow. Like Aaron knows a girl that dated him or something. You know what I mean? Like the stuff he was saying, it's like how else would you know this unless he literally personally wronged you or like your bestie and what's his face? What's the other guy's name? Cody should like him protect. He seems like he definitely would know Aaron well enough for Aaron to be
Aaron
making
seems like he
judgments.
has the receipts, just didn't want to say them.
For sure.
I don't know what kind of guy cares this much though from Aaron's standpoint.
That's why I feel like there's a girl involved.
I listen, Cody may be a bad guy and maybe he's there for the wrong reasons. And first of all, I've gone on this rant plenty of times. Mostly everybody on that show going forward is probably on the show for the wrong reasons. I saw a funny tweet last night. It was like, I wouldn't even go on the show for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Like, I just don't get why anybody at this point is shocked by any of that, because I feel like ABC does the casting for people that have maybe a little following. They're in the social crowd. They're a socialite of some sort. They know the right people. They get put on the show, and they know that they're going to get a following out of it. And they're like, oh, hey, maybe I'll also fall in love. I feel like that's the narrative going forward. I don't know what kind of guy cares that much to say something like Aaron does.
I'll go.
You
as
know
far
what
as,
I mean?
I agree. I'll go as far as to say, the clout thing. Isn't it just more interesting when you know of someone that's going to be on there? Like it's always more interesting when like Jordan Rogers, Aaron Rodgers' brother, was on there, and like I always think about people from Barstool. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if someone was on there and we were all like kind of like, oh shoot, like that person, like
if Trent was on there,
oh my god,
people-
imagine.
But people would be like, oh, he just wants to be famous. But maybe
Right.
Trent also is down to find love.
It's like wanting to
Yeah,
find
it
love.
could
That's
be
what I'm
both.
saying. Why can't it be both? You're right.
It could be.
So why is it still an argument? Right?
The argument's never going to stop because it's never going to. The Bachelor or the Bachelorette is never going to openly say like, oh, I don't care if they're like not here for me. You know, like from their standpoint, it's always going to be a problem. I mean, not like. I don't think it's really a problem, but like a problem for the show.
I'm sorry, but as the lead, you have to know that some people are going to be there just for the fame. How do you not know that? That's what I don't get. I love Katie,
know,
but
think they
I'm
do.
like,
I think they do.
no, but Katie seems so shocked that some people might be there for the wrong reasons.
She did seem
and I'm like,
extremely mad. Like she was like
very
when she was up
angry
there being
about
like,
it, which
if you're out
I
here for
get.
engagement, get the fuck out of here. It was
I
like, whoa,
understand
okay.
she's
Not
there
even
for the
mad. It seemed
engagement.
like she had never even thought about that as a
That's
possibility.
what I'm saying. It just seemed like she was so shocked and appalled, like she's never heard
She's like,
this
there
thing.
could be others like that.
Exactly.
I
like
mean,
as if it's so crazy
don't
that
think
like
so.
fakes slipped through. I feel like part of the job of being in the role of Bachelor Bachelorette is to weed out the fakes once they're already there. Like you
I
know
think
that they're
she's
there.
just trying to weed them out
Yeah.
already.
Fast.
Like I think she's just trying to get all of the idiots out as fast as she can.
Yeah, that's
because and she's watched this show for a
But
long time.
are they
She knows what happens on the show.
necessarily-
Yeah,
are
yeah.
they necessarily? I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying this is what I believe. Are they necessarily idiots though for going on the show for some followers?
No, I'm just like
In her mind,
mind. I'm
maybe,
saying
yeah.
like I'm not saying that it's smart. Like it's what they're
Yes.
doing. It's
Yeah.
Wait,
but
when
it's
they
just
all
what
get
happens
picked
now.
to go on the show, they don't know who the Bachelorette is, right?
No.
So like,
Well,
you
no,
can't
I mean,
blame them
it
if, like,
depends.
So maybe they were going for the right reasons, then they go on, they don't like her, and then
Matt
they're like,
James,
I'll just
everyone.
stay here.
Matt James, everyone knew it was Matt.
No, I know, but
Right,
I'm
it
saying,
I think for the
Michelle, everyone
majority.
knows it's Michelle. I think for a
yeah.
majority, they have an idea of who
The
it
more
is.
the more recent seasons they do, but in the past, no.
But
It
I
was
think
always
you're
like you
right.
never
In the
knew.
past, nobody knew
Nobody
who they
knew,
were
yeah.
signing
yeah.
up
So
for.
then you
yeah.
could go on
Now
like,
I think they do.
wanting to find love, but if you don't like get along with her, then like,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm gonna get
it's
some
like
followers.
why
out of
not
this.
just stay for followers?
Well, that was honestly my favorite thing was when that was good drama when people would get picked to go on and they would the big reveal who's the Bachelorette and they would say like, oh, I was hoping it like JoJo's season, like I was hoping it'd be JoJo, like thank God it is, and other people who were like, I was hoping it was gonna be like Courtney from Ben's season, like I thought they broke up and I would be involved with her, like it was always like. You could tell who was wishing it was someone else by how they acted, and then that was always its own little drama storyline. So I wish that they would keep it from them like that, because that I think is more of an authentic reaction, being like, oh, I wished it was somebody else, not this person, than the oh, you're just here for clout.
Yeah. And I think Katie does know what's going on, but she's just, because of how she handled herself on Matt's season, like she just respects the process, I guess, kind of situation where like she thinks it can work and wants it to work for her, and she wanted it to work for Matt. She was very open with sharing all of her opinions with Matt, and now she wants the guys to do the same for her, which is why I think Aaron like won some brownie points. You kind of thought normally Aaron, that's a bad move that early on. Aaron would be like, we'd all be like, oh, Aaron's gonna go home. That's you're shitting on this other guy already. You're screwed. But I think Katie really was like happy about it because she immediately was like, okay, I'm sending Cody home. Bye. And Cody, I guess why I also am like less, not necessarily taking sides because I really don't know what the truth is here, but Cody's reaction just made it seem like he didn't give a flying fuck, which makes it seem like there's probably some validity to what Aaron was saying.
I think you're right about that. I think his lack of reaction for sure made like it's
I
like
couldn't
a little
believe
guilty.
it.
Yeah.
Like he was just straight faced, like
If he was
I'm
fine
so
and-
mad right now.
If he was fine with it and like didn't give a shit about it, then he would have put up a fight a little bit, at least a little bit of a fight.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even try.
He didn't care at all.
No.
He really did not care at all. So Katie immediately sent him home, but then that kind of created this whole, are you here for the right reasons? Are you not? Who isn't? The guys started talking about it. And then when they had the cocktail party, Carl sat down with Katie and decided to vocalize like, oh, there might be some other guys here that are here for the wrong reasons. And that caused a huge explosion. We'll talk about it right after this.
It is summertime, which means it's the perfect time to pick up a new routine in your life to have you feeling great this summer. You don't want to wake up feeling lousy every day of the summer. You want to wake up, the sun is shining, you want to be feeling good, active, ready to go, and Care of is there to help you to get a routine, an easy to follow routine into your life. Your recommendations, the vitamins that you get, come in daily individual wrap packets that are perfect for getting back into or starting your own routine. We've talked about Care of plenty of times before. We both use Care of every single day. The little packets has my name on it. I take vitamin D, I take iron, I take fish oil. I take these vitamins every single day because Care of recommended it to me. And Care of is great because you take a personalized quiz catered to you, and then they figure out which kind of vitamins you should be taking. Studies show it can take about 30 days for you to see the benefits of a new supplement routine. So consistency is key there. You're not going to see it 2 days, you start taking vitamins, you're not going to see any change, but trust me, if you stick with it, you'll see the changes that the vitamins are there to make for you. Care of makes it easy with a personalized subscription, like I said, delivered to your door each month, contact free, so you never have to worry about running out. And like I said, you take the quiz, and it's like getting a one-on-one consultation with a nutritionist. They just figure out what is right for you. This quiz is very in-depth, and you can really dive into the things that you may be struggling with, and Care of is there to help you out. So right now, if you are listening, you can go to takecareof.com and enter code CITO50, and you will get 50% off your first Care of order, which is a great deal. Remember, takecareof.com, enter code CITO50, and you will get 50% off your first Care of order.
So everybody's kind of up in arms about the here for the right reasons thing. Some guys are just upset because they want to get some time. Andrew S was able to sneak in a good moment with her. They were able to talk about their childhood. That worked out very well for him, and they made that connection. There's multiple times where you're like, okay, you can see some of these connections actually forming. It didn't seem like all bullshit. The bullshit started after that date. That date Rose went to Andrew for them having that great conversation, and then they went to the cocktail party before the rose ceremony, which is when Carl decided to speak his mind. I don't know. First of all, loved Katie's dress.
Oh, obsessed. That green dress.
That green dress was
green dress with her straight
stunning.
hair. However she did it. Oh my God.
So good.
The makeup
So
was
good.
great. She looked fantastic.
So Carl sits down with Katie and says that he's not sure if all the guys are being 100% transparent. I know that there are some people that don't have the best intentions. And so he's kind of spewing this bullshit. And she's like, well, give me some examples. Who? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I can't. I don't know. It's like, it was just all so ridiculous. And he had no actual answers, like, to back him up. And he's like, oh, you can trust me. Like, I wouldn't lie to you. It's just like, what are you talking about? You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that entire thing was bizarro. I think that Carl is one of the weirdest people I've ever seen on the show. I think he's not quite sure what he's doing. And he's playing a game that's different from the game that everybody else is playing. Like, he's just kind of out there, like, saying stuff and acting a certain way. And I think in his head is like the star of the show. And so he went in there with Katie and was like, I gotta tell you something. Like, I don't know. Like, he's stirring up drama as like a star of this show, but it's like he's not actually saying anything. He's just spewing nonsense.
He's literally making up nonsense.
Yes.
He's like, there could be 4, 5, 6, 7. The whole group could be here for the wrong
Literally.
reasons. No shit, Carl. We're all aware of that.
Right.
What are you going to sit here and speculate the whole time, though?
It's ridiculous.
You can't have that be the show.
No, absolutely not. I was getting pissed off. I literally was like, what am I watching right now? I can't believe we're cutting this short. We're getting a to be continued over Carl's nonsense.
It's bullshit.
We're talking about nonsense here.
It sounds like to me like somebody told Carl, hey, this is how a reality TV show works. There could be 6, 7, 8 people who are like not there for the right reasons. And he was like, well, Katie, if I know anything about this
like,
show.
hypothetically speaking, we could all be here for the wrong
What
reasons.
the hell are
This
you
reminds
talking
me,
about?
in 2015, when the Mets were in the World Series, I remember there was one call that the announcer made, and it was like he maybe had 3 balls and 2 strikes, and he was like, this could be anything. It could be a ball. It could be a strike. It could be a home run. It could be a single. I was like, oh, literally,
We're
just like any baseball
literally,
could
yes.
be literally anything. That
Just
stinks.
naming
I
things.
think about that all the time as one thing. I was like, this is the hard-hitting analysis that we're getting right now.
Yeah, no.
It's really Carl sitting down with Katie and being like, they could all be frauds. They could all be great. You could fall in love. You could not. I don't know.
Exactly.
But you never know. And just the way he said it.
Motivation, my ass. That's not
I know.
motivational.
The way he said it made it seem
that's
like
a
he knew
skeptic.
something.
Right.
And then he wouldn't say it.
He said, I don't really want to get into the details without having all the details.
Yeah. It was just.
He's just
so
skeptical.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he's skeptical.
And so Katie like storms out. She goes to the group, gives her whole spiel. If you're not here for the engagement, you're not here for me, get the fuck out. Like all the guys are sitting there like, what? Like they're like,
Yes.
like they're all sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? They have no idea.
Yeah.
They're all so confused. Katie immediately pulls Aaron. So everyone like, Aaron's like, holy fuck, what did I do? Like he looks so nervous. Katie says to Aaron, like, what's going on? I'm being told like there's guys here for the wrong reasons and all this shit. And Aaron's like, I'm so confused right now. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't know what Carl's talking about. All the guys are like, who said it? Who said it? Finally, Carl fesses up and says he did. And they're all like, why? You don't know any of us. Like, it made me laugh because they were like, we've been here for like 2 days. You don't even know any of us. And you're like, and they were not happy. Trey had like the best reaction too because he was just sitting on the couch and looked at Carl and was like, what are you doing, man? You're a grown-ass man, my guy. Come on.
It still makes no sense. And I cannot believe that next week we have to go back in and continue talking about it. Like everything about this was just so pointless and so stupid. And I don't know. And Katie she just got so angry. She got so angry so quick. And I don't blame her really because we've said this the whole time. She is no bullshit. She is not trying to come around and like play these games. She likes things straightforward. She likes a snitch. She likes somebody to tell her what's what. And I don't blame her.
Yeah.
She wants to know what the hell's going on.
For sure. She wants like hidden cameras in there and watching the footage all day
she
long.
said,
She doesn't want to be left out of anything.
Did you hear her say? She said something like I am a safe space for you guys. Like I want you to tell me what's going on in the house because otherwise I don't know what's going on with us. Like this isn't an open. She's almost like in a relationship with all of them at once, not all of them individually at once. You know what I mean? Like she wants to know how they're feeding off each other, what's happening here, this and that, whatever, in order to like figure out their characters, I guess, which I mean, it's a different move that I don't think we've seen. She wants to be super involved in the house.
Yeah. And she did say that to us too. She was like, I want everybody, all the guys to like know that they all have a chance and everybody's got equal opportunity and let's talk and be open with each other. So we'll see what happens. Like we said, we got slapped with the to be continued. It looks like things don't get much better for Carl.
Nope.
Can't imagine this ending well for him.
No, I cannot. I hope he goes home.
He's gotta. There's no way. The way Katie sent home Cody in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There's no way she keeps
Carl's
him.
next.
He just seems great. And they haven't had any kind of like good conversation, right? Like there's nothing to keep him there.
He said suffocate in his speech.
Didn't he
He
say
was
he
already
wanted
down
to dick her
bad.
down for 17 hours?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. Oh,
17
forget it.
hours.
Forget it.
Yeah,
We're
he's
out
out
of
of
Carl.
She's already
Carl's
she's
clearly
definitely
doesn't
already
fuck.
out on this guy.
Carl's gone. We'll go like first 5 minutes next episode.
Yeah.
Like go round
I hope
robin.
so.
Carl's a psycho. Kick him out. We're all good.
Exactly.
Get him out.